nerds!
Hey!
What up?
What's up?
Kraken, Jake, the Sasquatch.
Hi.
I see you.
Hello.
You can't see us, but
I
you
kinda can.
You can see the stream at some sort of delay.
I can feel you, and that's what matters.
Friends, family. Ooh.
Oh.
Rayception has resubbed. Thank you.
Ray.
Thank you so much.
Sexy bastard.
Let's go over a couple of things. First of all, hello.
Hey.
I am host number 1, Adam Ronan. That is host number 2,
Yep.
Boss Battle Gordy.
That's me.
And this is host number 3.
Hi.
Who are you?
My name's Jake, and I'm a Sasquatch.
You look gainfully employed.
Thank you.
Really employed.
Gainfully employed. Oh boy. We're fucking things are happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Boss Battle Show. What this is, let me tell you what's happening here. So, this was a little history. So, 5 years ago, we're coming up on 5 years. No, we're not. 4 years? I don't know. Some odd amount of years ago, this channel started, R24. That's our YouTube channel. And on this channel was to be a show that just covered geek shit. And that show was going to be the Boss Battle Show. It was going to be the premiere show. We were just going to make a bunch of different episodes. It was going to be covering toys, video games, all kinds of shit. And that evolved over several years into an eventual live show with me and Boss Battle Gordy and Boss Battle Timmy.
Yes.
Sure. But it wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. I had a vision in mind. I had a vision in mind for what I wanted it to be, and I wanted it to be like a attack of the show with like a cool set with all kinds of crazy bumpers and graphics and shit like that, and fun co-hosts. Not that Timmy wasn't fun. I'm not saying that, but it just never looked the way I wanted it to. And now here we are, 4 years later, finally, with the Boss Battle Show that we have always wanted it to be. This is a live show that will double as a podcast, that will double as live taping of the content that we'll be putting on YouTube. So segments will be happening. You'll see those segments pop up as videos next week. And it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
We have a lot of fun stuff to show you tonight. Jake, how do you feel? Great. This is your first outing in the Boss Battle Show that people can see.
I'm so fucking excited. I'm losing my goddamn mind.
You make Sasquatch noises because you're from Kansas. Now, that said, because we're essentially... This is a live show where normally, like when we're playing games, we're always reading the chat, we're talking to the chat, we're sucking the chat's dick, and we will do that. We have a specific segment for fan questions tonight. So if you've got stuff you want to ask us or stuff that you want to interject, by all means, we have a specific segment where you'll do that, and then we'll sit down, we're going to showcase your questions, and we'll put it live. So if we ignore anything you're saying, that's just because we're just doing the show, but we will get to that as part of the final segment of the show.
Yes.
Do you guys want to go to the first segment of the fucking show, of the Boss Battle Show?
I definitely do. I'm so fucking ready.
All right, well, let's get into what I like to call the Week in Geek.
And now, time for the Week in Geek.
Knowledge, bitch.
Knowledge, bitch.
Knowledge.
So, this is what we're Week in Geek. If you've ever listened to the old podcasts, this would be where we would cover just things that happened within the last week, within primarily gaming, but, you know, geeky shit like toys, video games, comic books. We had a couple other channels, Paper or Plastic and The Fourth Wall, that would cover toys, comics, and movies, respectively. Those channels we're no longer doing those channels anymore. We are going to kind of interject a lot of that stuff into this show. So this show will be the hub for all the things we enjoy, primarily gaming, but we'll touch on movies, we'll touch on comics, we'll touch on toys, we'll touch on fucking dicks. And that's that. So of course nothing happened this last week.
No,
nothing at all.
There was nothing that happened.
No, that's a lie. E3 happened.
E3 did happen.
E3 happened. And so what we're going to do for the Week in Geek is we're going to break down E3, and we're going to break it down into two segments of the Week in Geek. The best of our opinions, or mostly my opinions because I wrote the show notes. The best of E3, and then the worst of E3, which was just primarily, I feel, was mostly it was a letdown of an E3. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. It was miserably awful. Like, there were so many trailers, which was very exciting, but also, like, trailers are neat and, you know, jokes and memes are hopes and dreams, but god damn it, I wanted to see some motherfucking gameplay.
Yeah.
Didn't get any of that shit.
The thing about E3 this year was all just fucking cinematic trailers.
Yeah. Nothing but.
Nothing but.
In fact, I was watching, I don't know, Eurogamer or something, doing commentating on it, and they were like, made a big deal out of like gameplay. They were like, holy crap, this is the first gameplay of E3. It was pretty bad.
That shouldn't be a thing. We should get gameplay especially with the games that we knew that were already going to come out. Mm-hmm. Listen, guys, if you're a developer of a video game and we know that your game is going to come out, give me some fucking gameplay, especially if it's not a new IP. Like we saw gameplay for a couple games that are definitely on this list.
Yeah.
But they were, for me, they weren't games that I really give a shit about seeing. There were other games that I wanted to see gameplay of, except for one.
Was a lot of stuff that I didn't give a shit about. But there was some stuff that we did give a shit about. So let's get into the best of E3 according to Adam Ronan. Now you can opinions. Yeah, I love opinions, Jake. I love them, and I want you to bestow them upon us. So what's essentially here, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling up some footage while we're talking.
Hey, Twitch support.
Oh, you could see it.
Yeah. Hey guys, Twitch was having problems earlier, and we were scared.
Oh yeah, it was essentially supposed to be not live. So this was one of the top things. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild sequel was announced. I had no fucking clue that this was going to happen, but at the same time, it's pretty much what I said that it would be when we had speculated if they would make a sequel.
Yeah.
So this is essentially a follow-up to Breath of the Wild. It kind of looks to be almost probably a co-op adventure between I almost said Luke and Leia, but it's not. It is Link.
Close enough.
Link and Zelda.
So you.
But they're not siblings. They don't fuck.
I mean,
think about this, Jake. Think about your sister. Would you ever kiss your sister?
I don't want to. No.
Then you're not a real Jedi Knight. You're not a real Jedi Knight. But what do you think about this, Jake? Because I know you don't have a Switch even. I know you don't care about real games. I want to know.
Listen to me. Are we going to throw hands right now? No.
Could.
I want to Switch real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad, but I don't have one yet. But I can guarantee the first game I purchase for a Switch when I own one will be Breath of the Wild, specifically to check it off the list because I've played every Zelda game to date, including the shitty CDI ones. Except for Breath of the Wild. And so
except for Breath of the Wild, except for one of the greatest games of literal all time.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're essentially a failure of a person.
I am a horrible failure. This is my goodbye. Goodbye, cruel world. No. No, but it's very exciting. I'm stoked to see what they do. Being a child of the internet, I know everything there's to know about Breath of the Wild. You can't really spoil it for me at this point. So having something new to look forward to is pretty exciting, even for a person who doesn't have a Switch.
Where are you at on this? Because you and I share a special Zelda bond.
I love me some Zelda. I freaked out. So for me, E3 is a little bit better this year. I've talked to a couple people.
It's better? Like then
when you thought it was.
When we were watching live and we were shitting on things, I was screaming at the fucking TV during Square Enix.
And I was enjoying myself with some of it.
Yeah.
Because, I like Final Fantasy VII. I like freaking Zelda. And some stuff came out. I wanted gameplay. I didn't see any of that. But, I freaked out when I saw this. I was like, because as it
we were working, and I was like,
yeah,
that's what I did.
Wow.
So I watched
You were Courage the Cowardly Dog for like 5 minutes?
That's a reference we don't get because we're older than you.
I get it.
People in the chat will get that reference.
Will they?
Probably.
Don't be so sure. Fucking all about that Zelda life.
No, it's very exciting.
Now, here's one that I think you guys might be both excited about, or at least one of you.
You'll be wrong.
Oh, sweet. Oh, because you're looking at the list, so you know what's coming up. Gordy, I know you were super stoked for fucking Final Fantasy VII. Your dick has been hard about this ever since Boss Battle Ace borrowed it to you.
He lent it to me.
Did
you just say borrowed?
Yeah, that's not proper English.
That's not that word.
Yeah, Boss Battle Ace lent that game to me in exchange for Tenchu, and I played the crap out of it all summer long, like 200-300 hours. And I heard they're remaking it. I'm ready for it. It looks beautiful. They have more opportunity to ruin it than to be successful. Granted, they're recent games, but in my opinion,
I've never played
amazing.
a Final Fantasy VII in my life.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. When we rented it when it first came out, and we played like 10 minutes of it, I remember specifically, and I said, "This is fucking dumb. Let's turn it off." Because I remember I was like, "How do we fight?" And you're like, "You don't fight. You fucking just choose an option, and then the computer does it for you."
Yeah.
In that
So-
voice.
That's precisely how it went.
Have you never played a Final Fantasy game ever?
No, I played Final Fantasy 15 because
Okay.
Gordy purchased it.
Made you?
And, no, he didn't. I actually made him.
Oh, okay.
Gordy purchased it, and I played it for like 3 or 4 hours because I'm more open-minded to RPGs now. It wasn't until what's the
good.
yeah, with some cheesy poofs.
That's an okay
Stick
one.
of Truth.
Stick of Truth. That was my first turn-based game that I played and
okay.
got into and did all the way through.
Okay. What's the first RPG you ever played, though? JRPG or turn-based? I think we
good
played
question.
Chrono Trigger together, right?
No. You played.
Just a little bit.
I sat in your. You showed it to me in your bedroom one day.
And you had that reaction deep inside, the hatred for not
Wait a
being able to
minute.
control the character.
Did we all play the same JRPG first?
What do you mean?
My
You're-
first JRPG was Chrono Trigger.
Oh, nice.
I didn't
Yeah,
play Chrono
probably.
Trigger.
Yeah, but you
Gord-
watched it.
Well, I watched.
there.
Gordy was like, "Check this game out." And he sat me in his bedroom, back in his old folks' house, and he's like, "Check this game out." And I was like, "Okay," and that was it. And then I never played. And I never
I don't
played
give a
it.
shit about Toriyama.
Don't
Get
give
that
a-
shit out of
Don't
here.
give a fuck. But now, of course, adult me would be more interested in it. You know,
That's good to hear.
you're not excited about Final Fantasy though, Jake? Yes.
No, I understand people's appreciation for Final Fantasy VII. I fucking don't like it at all.
Interesting.
I think it's lame.
Hey, Jake.
I would much rather play 8, 9, 10, 10-2. I didn't. 15 was good, like it was a good game, but I don't. Meh.
So
I would rather play
resonate with
15.
you.
I would rather continue. I would rather re-up my sub for the MMO than play Final Fantasy VII ever again.
Interesting.
that's fair.
Hey, Jake, I respect you.
I
You do?
respect you.
It
You have
takes a lot of
opinions, and
courage
so do
to say that right to my face.
I
I'm just kidding.
I just didn't like it. It might have been I was a small child when it was out, so I
Well,
played it then and didn't like it, but then I also played it like how old am I?
I
5,
don't
6
know.
years ago and still didn't like it.
Too young.
If you think about it like this, if you play the one leading up to it, Final Fantasy VI, and then you play
Which I
Final
have.
Fantasy VII, that was the transition right there. And it was such a big
Yeah.
transition that it was the first video game trailer in theaters to promote the game. And everybody
Yep.
was chomping at the bit to play it, so maybe the hype
But-
helped.
Didn't they go back to like the 8-bit, 16-bit shit in like 9?
No,
Like
no.
I'm
Final
pretty-
Fantasy
was it-
IX is based off of those characters, but the visual is still the crappy polygons.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. I'm excited for the people that get to play it. I'm annoyed for them that it took, an actual
long.
eternity
So long.
to release
Just
any information
ridiculous.
on it.
Just
So-
ridiculous. It's like some Shenmue 3 bullshit, which we'll get to later. The next game
Whoa.
up that I found to be very exciting. This was in my. This came out of nowhere and very much surprised me. I'm a huge fan of the Lego games. A huge fan of Star Wars. So Lego Star Wars, I thought was a good showing. One of the only good showings that Microsoft had on their stage. This, of course, won't be a Microsoft exclusive, but what other fucking conference were they going to show it at?
Yeah.
It's all 9 movies remade. So all the old previous Lego games you've had, throw out those notions because they remade the games from the ground up.
Nice.
So yeah, fucking. Where are you at on this? Does anyone care? Am I alone?
The Lego games are good. Star Wars is good. This is probably going to be good.
It'll be
I'll
solid.
play it. Why not? It wasn't like I saw it. Was like, oh, neat, and then just moved on to the next thing because it's a Lego Star Wars movie. It's going to be good. That was
That's
kind
all
of
you
my
have to
take
say.
on it.
Yeah.
You don't.
I was also.
It's weird because you're still basically a child, so I thought you would be more excited about Legos.
I'm
Hey,
actually
man.
probably the most excited.
More
Hey,
than
man.
me?
Yeah.
You had nothing to say just now.
I
like Legos.
Well, I was letting him go. I
Don't ever
I
do that.
loved
You're his
playing-
superior.
I loved freaking playing
True.
Star
You're my
Wars.
manager.
with my nieces and nephews, man.
Yeah.
And with you.
That's the thing is I didn't.
That's the thing we do.
I didn't have children to play it with because my nieces and nephews at that time were in fucking gallivanting across the planet
Frickin' late.
in Indian shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking fucks.
Yeah.
So there's that. Fucking God. Can you just imagine what it's going to be like to play through all 9 movies at once? I don't think you can.
It's gonna be
I
awesome.
think it'll be cool.
And-
I'm ready for it. It'll be a quick playthrough, but
What did you think
Yeah.
about Watch Dogs 3? I thought so. I didn't like Watch Dogs 1. I thought Watch Dogs 2 was cool, but I didn't want to play it. I was just like, that looks a lot better, but
Yeah.
it's still not
We're
for
on
me.
the same page here.
But this game, the fact that you can play through all of these different characters, any NPC, and you can play them, and it's permadeath. Permadeath is what's cool to me, because if you die and your character dies, they're fucking gone, and you have to play as someone else. That appeals to me.
it's really freaking interesting.
This is ambitious as shit.
It is.
To
Yes.
the, to
What
the
a
point where
refreshing
it could
change.
be to the point where it could be like miserably bad or insanely fucking good, but nowhere in between.
Agreed.
I think it's going to be like just cool. Well, I think it's going to be just cool. I'm going to play it. This will be the first one I dig into, just almost in a way to see how many people I can ruin. How many like NPCs, because hopefully it'll give me like their backstory, like, oh, I'm playing fucking Jane. Jane just had a baby 6 months ago. I'm going to walk Jane right into traffic so that kid grows up by himself with no mother and becomes
No mother.
a motherless murderer.
Did
Yeah.
you see the weird half gameplay thing they showed for this where they played as like the drunk grandma Helen
Yeah.
and she was just fucking
Yeah.
Spartan kicking cops?
It was awesome.
There's only one character and it's Helen.
Helen.
That's
Fuck
what
that
sold me
game.
on it. I was like, oh my God, you can play as like
Only
this,
play one character.
this ninjutsu little old lady. That sold me on it for sure. I was all about that. Let's move through our list here. We got a lot of stuff
Okay.
to touch on tonight. So let's
we
not
do.
suck too many dicks here. Let's just talk. The next up that I thought was in Best in Show was Gods and Monsters. That was also on Microsoft stage. This is on Ubisoft stage. This is made
Yes.
by the same development team that did Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's looking to take place in Greek mythology and be a Breath of the Wild / Odyssey mashup. Side note: No Problema has subbed, so thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yes,
Much love.
you are the bee's knees. What do you think, Gordy? This looks right the fuck up your alley.
Yeah, I'm really into it. I like Greek stuff. I like the aesthetic because I think Breath of the Wild really hit a note with that half cell shaded kind of beautiful nature, and I'm ready for this.
What do you think, Jake?
I'm a huge mythology nerd, so this
know
is
it.
like
I know it.
I was like, where can I buy this in every fucking place ever? I want to see gameplay, but you can say that for like 90% of the games we're about to talk about.
There was no fucking gameplay to be had.
As long as it doesn't play like Skyrim, I'll probably enjoy it because Greek mythology is dope.
What's
And
your beef? What's your beef with Skyrim?
I don't like
He
how Skyrim
thinks
plays.
that the aesthetic and everything of Skyrim is just fine.
Everything about Skyrim is
The
amazing,
locomotion and
except for
controls.
this thing right here. This controller, the way this controller makes that game play, makes me want to just quit video games.
I will not lie.
I played it on that controller
kinda
and
weak.
I had a good time with it
But I
because it
love
was
it.
also
Yeah, sure.
10 years ago. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
8 years ago.
But to the Bethesda freaking Elder Scrolls series does not control as smooth as it could. So I'm fine with
I
fine
think
with that, Jake.
literally everything about that game is amazing except for how it plays. long as-
Do you not subscribe to Bethesda's way of game design primarily?
There's only one game that I will purchase from Bethesda ever again, and it's on this list.
And?
Oh. Well, we're
You want to
coming
talk
up
about it
that.
now?
No, not yet.
No, not just
What I
yet.
want to talk about
Wait.
now is fucking Battletoads. How's the song go?
It goes dooch dooch dooch.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I think this looks fucking incredible. I've heard some mixed feelings about people that played it at the show. Some people, everyone thinks that it looks great, especially in 4K. It looks fucking phenomenal. It looks like a Saturday morning cartoon,
Yep.
and it plays really fun. A lot of people say it actually has a lot of fighting games influence in the melee as you're fighting, like combos and shit like that. However, when it gets to the fucking part, and I think they show it here in this footage, once they get through some of the gameplay, but it's where they're fucking this part where they're going through the fucking tunnel. That was in the original game, and it was frustrating for everybody. Now everyone says that is so incredibly hard now, still, that it makes it unfun, and that makes me nervous that it's gonna be on that fucking Dark Souls bullshit.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
Yeah,
because I've
Do you
heard
just
that
not like games?
I fucking hate video games. No, I love how it looks to an extent. I'm concerned about physically playing that video game.
Because you know you'll break something?
No, because I actually enjoy hard video games.
Yeah, that's weird.
it's true.
But I've heard some great things about it. I've heard some bad things about it. I heard one person in the video game industry refer to that video game after having played it as a game Devolver would say no to. So that concerns me a lot.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
Devolver, the company that just puts out video game after video game. Apparently someone on a video game website was not too thrilled and said if somebody brought this to Devolver, they'd turn it down.
Interesting.
Unfortunate.
I want to get, once again, I want actual gameplay, not this weird trailer, and I want to see it. That will help me determine what I like, or what I'm going to like about it, and if I'd actually play it. Currently, it says Battletoads, so it's on the list.
Yeah.
But
what I think
doesn't. I'm concerned.
What I encourage, first of all, I want a quick shout out to Atu Kit and Sea Witch for their subscriptions.
Absolutely.
You've re-upped, and
love.
because of this. Also, Nameless was saying on Twitter earlier that he's depressed because we've been promising for a long time, but you've never delivered on nipples.
Me?
Yes, you.
That'll be between me and Nameless.
Okay. You just
Send me those photos too.
You're going to
please.
slide into his DMs?
Nipple into his DMs.
Yeah. So thanks for that, guys. Battletoads, when I was a kid, I was all about, because when I was a kid, I didn't give a shit if games were hard. I consumed them with the fire of 1,000 suns because we only had like 30 games to pick from.
Yeah.
Fucking love me some Battletoads.
Give me the Battletoads.
However, now, as an accomplished adult of varying skills, I can't fuck with hard games. I can't do it, which is why I'm not super stoked for the Elden Ring.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Oh.
He is.
We'll talk about it.
We will.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
Oh
God.
my god!
Yeah.
So
No, Battletoads looks exciting and horrifying at the same time. Like, I'm excited about it, but also scared that it's going to be just horrifically bad. Because I don't know what it looks like when it plays.
what we
Thanks,
can
E3.
all get behind, though, I think, the three of us, myself, Boss Battle Gordy, and Jake Boo, is a little bit of Doom.
Listen to me.
A little bit of Doom. That's on. That's This was another one of the. This was one of the only things that I felt was worth a fucking mention on the Bethesda stage. They spent so much time fucking apologizing for Fallout 76 that I just lost interest immediately in their presentation. But fucking, I am so stoked for Doom Eternal. Jake, give me your words. Are you coming?
Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited for Doom Eternal. Holy shit, this game looks goddamn amazing. They took everything out of Doom 2016, they put in a new game, and they said, hey, what? Here's a double jump. Hold on to these monkey bars. You got this hook shot thing. This shotgun's different from the other shotgun. Your BFG, it's now 3 of them in one. Shoot yourself out of a BFG cannon. I need this game inside of me.
Yeah, it
So
sounds like
excited.
it.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, don't hold back,
nah.
Jake.
It looks bad. I don't know. No, it looks fucking amazing. It's the only game I'll ever buy from Bethesda ever again.
Now, hold your horses there, because there's another game from Bethesda that they announced at that conference that we'll talk about here in a bit. Yeah. Now, going back to what I was just saying a little bit ago about hard games, you guys might just think that I'm a pussy at the end of this show, but there was a point in Doom that I got to, and that was it. I couldn't get past
my God,
it.
I forgot
I could
about
not
this.
get past it, like
What
for
was it?
weeks at a
Tell me
time.
about
It was one of the bosses when I got into fucking hell.
Was it the Cyber Demon?
I don't remember. This was.
It's the fucking Cyber Demon.
It might have
Probably
been.
was.
It might have been. It was in hell.
It's not an easy fight.
Yeah, I was just like, I I don't know.
So
I
tell
don't
us,
have the skills.
Tell us how you overcame this obstacle.
The same way I overcame the other fucking hard obstacles in my life. Batman tank battles in Arkham Knight and other various things I couldn't beat, is I had my 11-year-old nephew do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, you know it, dog. You know it.
Wait, what difficulty were you playing on?
Oh, as easy as possible.
Oh, okay.
I consume games for their stories, not for the fucking challenge of it. You know what I'm saying?
A bit of both. I'm a normal player.
A little fucking column suck dick.
I don't play it on the hardest difficulty, but I played on Hurt Me Plenty.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's just one above normal.
Yeah.
This is I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Lead the way.
The next game that Bethesda talked about that I was very excited about was this Ghostwire Tokyo. This fucking game really came out of nowhere, and I thought, Tokyo? That's really Ronin of me. And just the way this fucking Japanese guy struggled with English really appealed to me. And his shirt, everything fucking was just fucking cool. Now I'm not super the visual aesthetic of it. Oh, this little Japanese girl was so adorable.
She's fucking amazing.
She just came out and just won the hearts of America. Of course, she was trying to steal the hearts back out of Keanu Reeves's grasp, but she did it.
Not possible, but close second.
But this fucking game looks really cool, mostly because of the Japanese settings, and I think that video games are criminally under, fucking. What's it called?
The location?
They're criminally under localized in Japan. There's not enough games that take place in Japan.
Japanese settings in video games, historical or modern.
So because of this, I will play this, but I wish it was more just like a Japanese simulator. You know?
What, you want to go to work for 15 hours and then go with all your friends to drink after work?
There's a game for you. There's a game for you that does that. It's called Flip the Table, I think. I don't know how to say it in Japanese, but it's literally an arcade game where you smack a table until you're so angry at your family that you flip the table and you launch it into orbit and fucking kill your family with it.
This is a real game, or is something you just play?
It is a real video game.
You just play it with your family, so you have an excuse to kill them.
No.
Oh, okay.
It is a real arcade game.
So
Ghostwire Tokyo.
This brings me into something that I thought was sad. Because Sony wasn't there. Because Ghostwire Tokyo got me real excited for Japan-themed games. And then I realized, I was like, hey, where's Ghost of Tsushima? That's nowhere to be seen. What do you got? Something to say? No, you don't. Yeah. Oh, look, Mr. Sajano's popping in. What's up, dog?
What up?
What's up? Listen to the sultry sounds of this voice.
No, this game looks neat. I'm interested. They've caught my attention. Mm-hmm. They said Ghostwire and Tokyo. There's ghost in that word, and we know that it's going to be spectral and otherworldly and in Tokyo. So I'm interested.
I just hope it's not stupid.
What caught my eye about this game? What? There aren't zombies. And
there's still so many fucking zombie games being made.
It's like yokai or something like that. It's something interesting. I'm
it
so
looks like
sick
it's
of
going to be it looks like it's going to be traditional Japanese horror, which means it's going to scare the fuck out of me, and I'm stoked. But once again, E3's new tagline should be "fuck gameplay." Here's a trailer.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that's true. You're not wrong. Speaking of a game that very excited for, but disappointed me on levels I couldn't even describe to you with their lack of gameplay.
Yep.
We are talking about Halo Infinite. We suspected this would be coming, and it did. Mm-hmm. And it is a launch title for Project Scarlet.
Yes.
Which we thought it would be. Very nice, which is very good for Microsoft. But I really wanted to see the game.
Yeah.
This was a cool trailer, though.
It was really interesting.
You love Halo.
I do. I'm kind of sick of first-person shooters across the board. There's a couple I'm looking forward to. But I would say Halo is my favorite first-person shooter.
Yeah, I would agree. There's a time where I wouldn't, but now there is a time where I will, because I'm a better man.
I can't agree with that because Doom exists, but
I knew you'd say that, but
it
looks good.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I kind of was like, who is this guy? Why are we spending so much time on this guy? I would have preferred to perhaps...
Well, an idea.
You got something?
I mean,
I don't know who
do you
this
it could
guy
be worse.
is,
He
but
could be the main character in like Death Stranding, where we got like an 8.5-minute fucking trailer, and I still don't know what's going on in that game. At least in this one, some cool shit happened.
You know, let me tell you something, Jake. Because it's no new. It's not news to anybody.
Not news.
It's not secret. I think that Kojima is a fucking pedantic twat. I think he makes.
you don't like the pretense.
I don't like this pretentious like.
He's making a AAA art game.
I'm making art, and he's just like the Andy Warhol of fucking video games, and I I can't get behind it.
I'll play it. I'm not going to pay full price for it. I'll wait for it to go on sale.
But
I'll
anyways, when they fucking released this 9-minute trailer, I still haven't watched it yet. I was like, I am not
watched
going to
it.
give you 9 minutes of
Dude.
my time because I know that I'm going to
doesn't-
watch it. And I think
you
babies
just have more questions.
I think babies are dumb.
Yeah.
And
What about?
I think babies are dumb.
I think babies are real silly. Real silly.
That's a word. That's a better word for it.
That's a better word.
Real silly.
Fuck.
But in terms of that Halo trailer,
Yeah. What do you got?
in the games and the books, a lot of times they illustrate the power of the Spartans, and they create like almost a sense of scale, or they show the disparity in skill and power between them and humans. So if they pick a human, it's just like Arya in the city. It just helps like show just how powerful and how amazing that character is. That's probably what
Wholeheartedly
they're doing with having that guy
Yeah.
have
I'm
such a big
assuming
part.
what they were trying to do here was give you a sense of humanity at the beginning, because Chief shows up, which is fucking exciting, but he's stone fucking cold when he gets powered back on. He's just like, status report. Like I think they wanted to give you that, like, there are people on Earth and they fucking matter, but also here's Chief and he's a fucking killing machine. Fuck your humanity. I think that's what they were going for.
Well, he's never been a really emotional guy. This master.
No,
Chief
he's very
character.
stoic,
Yeah.
and he's your stoic hero type.
Yeah.
Definitely based partially on Doom Guy.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Next game that I thought was exciting that was at the Microsoft conference was this Bleeding Edge that's by Ninja Theory. That's one of their proprietary studios that they bought up last year. Now, it remains to be seen because I think they were already developing this when they got purchased by Microsoft. So I don't think this will end up being exclusive. But all reports from people that had hands-on with this at E3 were real titties.
Pretty positive.
It's supposed to be super cool. Obviously, this gives off very Overwatch vibes. This is very... It's very Overwatch. They're trying to capitalize on that. Look at these cool characters. Look, you're probably going to be able to get like 300 skins. But I like how it's bloody and gory and melee focused. So I think it's kind of like For Honor meets Overwatch, I feel like.
It looks like
do you have
Borderlands and Overwatch had a fuck
Borderlands, Overwatch with like For Honor melee nonsense.
looks good.
I'm into it. I'm fucking super into it. 4v4, kind of funny. I listened to their podcast today. They had hands-on with it, and they loved it. So do with that knowledge what you will, Jake.
Yeah. I'm ready. Let's play it. I'll win.
Okay. I went. Yeah, it does look fucking Tita Sama. What up,
It
dog?
looks Tita.
Does-
Also, wait, can we have a conversation really quick? Gordy,
Does Gordy?
if you do you have, I'm going to talk about Final Fantasy 7 for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking
Talk about land
Mako.
things.
You know how they talk about the Mako engine and all that shit in Final Fantasy 7?
He probably doesn't.
Did you know that it's called Mako and not Mako because people were losing their fucking minds for no reason?
Mako?
I have no idea what you're
apparently
talking
it's
about.
pronounced Mako,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
not Mako.
Mako's so much cooler. I did
Right?
not know
Okay.
this.
We're on the same page.
I would have to see
Moving
the
on.
spelling
Did you know
in Japanese.
there was a
characters.
Dino Rider, one of the Romulans,
Really?
and the villains, the aliens, and he had a shark head, and his name was Mako.
Mako, like the
Yeah,
shark.
because like a shark.
Okay, well, yeah, of course. Moving along, wrapping up our list here shortly. One of the things that I would put in the positive camp, even though I was kind of let down by it at first, was the Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. Graphically, completely unimpressive. It looks like a fucking PS2 game. In like these, of course, but this is alpha footage. We all know how games can look in alpha.
Yes.
So But
Real bad.
everything I read, hands-on, that it plays like a fucking butter dick.
Oh, really?
That's
Like
what I can confirm. That's all I've heard as well.
Yeah, so it's supposed to play amazing. Respawn doesn't make bad games. I just wish that it maybe would have had a more graphically impressive with the character models showing. That's the only thing I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But the combat, let's see if we can't skip anything that's combative. Look, he's about to fuck this guy up. Yeah, look at this. Also, what's something that bothers me just a little bit is the lightsaber is pure blue.
Yeah,
When it
there's
should
no
be,
white.
it should be a white core with
Yeah.
with a blue glow. So that's like it's an interesting choice there to deviate.
That
from.
is just a deep, not a deep cut, but like a medium cut. Because I was like, yeah, it's a blue lightsaber. Of course it is. And
Now-
you're like, no, it should be white.
Speaking of deep cuts, Sasquatch.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about this game is you can't dismember stormtroopers or any humanoid figures. You can dismember spiders and unhumanoid things, but you can't dismember people. And that was brought up to them in an interview, and they said that they can't by mandate of Lucasfilm. So
Oh, yeah, Disney, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fucking stupid because you could dismember
that's
people. You could dismember people in what's that fucking game?
I don't know.
Force Unleashed 2.
Oh,
Force Unleashed 2,
Yeah,
you
that's
could
right.
cut off heads and arms. In Jedi Knight for the PC, you could cut off people's shit the back before they were Disney's fucking slogs. Yeah, it's just annoying to me. But nonetheless, it looks very cool. You know, very cool.
It does. It does look pretty good. I liked all the force powers when he like grabs that dude, like pulls him in, and he just stabs him with the force grab. I was like, all right, I'll play this video game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dog. And when he freezes the the fucking laser beam,
bullet, yeah.
and then he,
Oh, yeah, and he just walks around.
yeah, so
Very
fucking
cool.
cool. So we only got a couple things left on our best of E3. This next one here, I think that everyone on the planet can agree this is where it's at. This is where gaming is. Cyberpunk 2077 was what I was looking forward to most, and it delivered on an excellent cinematic trailer, which fucking blew me away at the end because of fucking, homeboy. Oh, whoa.
Goddamn Reeves.
Something is afoot.
We've got a city to burn.
It's Circle K 69.
You're in the Matrix. Wake up.
But the hands-on impressions from the gameplay, people are saying it is unlike anything you'd ever played and will just be hands down one of the best games ever created since birth. Since Jesus started making games back in the Babylonian times or whatever. This will be the fucking take the cake. You know what I'm saying, Gordy?
I do.
Now you put in what you said was hundreds of hours into The Witcher 3.
I did not say any
You
such
you
thing.
did. You burned out. You
I
stopped
said
playing. You said I burned
played
out.
like
I put
20
in
hours
You said I put in so many. I put in like 50 hours, and then we checked your hours. You put in like 3 hours. It was
Nice.
18, but enough. Hey, it's the fucking Down Rock Records arcade. Those guys are tight. Hello, welcome to the stream
Yeah.
and the show, because this is a show.
Yes, it is.
So we're getting a release date for that. We're all breathtaking. It's really fucking cool.
Very excited.
It
Jake,
looks.
you're especially
it looks-
breathtaking. Look at you with that
it
shaved
looks
beard.
so- Thanks.
I wish that we could say that you shaved for the show,
No, I shame for something else, but
Yeah.
we'll get on that another time.
but so if it was just for the show, you'd be scruffy looking nerf herder.
No, I probably should have shaved anyway.
So
Ain't no nerf herders here.
No
Cyberpunk, however, full of nerf herders because some of those people look dirty as shit.
dirty as shit. So next up, hold on. Now,
Can I point before we continue? Can I point a couple things out about that Cyberpunk trailer?
yeah,
Sure.
One,
got for
main character Samurai switched genders. It's a
No.
female in the first one.
yeah, because you could pick male or
Yeah.
female at the start.
So that means hopefully character
Customization.
customization.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Which
Hopefully,
is
they've
pretty dope.
they've talked about it extensively.
Have they?
Yeah,
Wait.
Have
clue
they?
us both in.
When?
this E3 interviews and the last E3, because when you when you customize your
right,
character,
right.
you pick
Yep.
your fucking looks and shit like you do, but then you also
You are
pick your
correct.
backstory. by selecting
right.
different
I remember
things.
that now.
Yeah,
That was
Much like the
but they touched upon it more because now if you can pick like your backstories. You grew up on the streets and you're like street smart. So now if you pick that in your backstory throughout the game, it will appear as options in your dialogue trees. You can pick the street smart option to get out of situations and sit because maybe you're good at talking your way out of stuff. Fucking goddamn, you know what I'm saying? This game,
much like the pen and paper game that it's based on, you can pick the backstory and it helps you get out of shit.
Yeah.
2, they killed a character from the first trailer in this other trailer.
I know, yeah, they killed that Mexican
We're getting
guy.
story shit.
Yeah.
In fucking trailers.
Yeah.
This game is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
so fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm also excited because your hub, at least from the last year's trailer, was like in that dope ass apartment where you can like get dressed and wake up and kick out the fucking slut you're fucking or whatever. These are things that I enjoy. Getting dressed.
yeah. Sure are.
Now we're going to the last thing I want to talk about that I thought had a really good showing was a couple of different things. Microsoft didn't have a great conference, and I think this is because we are on a precipice of next year. They will be giving out. They'll be doing the new console that launches holiday 2020. So next year's E3, they're going to be like, blah, here's all these fucking exclusives launching with the new Xbox. So they had nothing to really show this year because all that's for next year. But I do think that the announcement of Project Scarlet, coupled with their xCloud initiatives, I do think was not particularly touched on and talked about enough because I really think this is the future of gaming. And this new Xbox, we knew it was going to be incredibly powerful because the Xbox One X right now is the most powerful console in the market, which marginally beats out the PlayStation 4 Pro in here. Like I can tell complete differences in terms of just processing power and stuff.
Can confirm.
Very, very excited to see what happens. All the reports from the show where xCloud was running like a dream. Stadia was running like a dream. So now we have these two big dogs in the race for cloud gaming with just almost near perfect play. People are playing Halo 5. Unnoticeable on their phones. People are playing Google Stadia, said it was flawless. The controller sounds to be really good. I'm fucking stoked about this. I'm really fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you give a
it's
fuck?
the
Really
fucking
cool.
future, man.
So what are your thoughts, Jake, with the Stadia? Are you
I'm excited.
Streaming games? Does that excite you?
Well,
Yeah, why not?
You're a digital guy.
It's a way to get my. I like physical media a lot, but it's also like I can't be holding. I got like 700 games in my Steam library. Can't.
Yeah.
Don't have anywhere to store that shit, but I got it over there. No, this is super fucking exciting. I'm just the smidgenest amount of disappointed with their like founders pack thing because
yeah.
I think 80% of the populace has a fucking smart TV in their house, and now I've got to plug a fucking Google Cast 4K. No, I don't. Give me the fucking controller. Let me play the video game. I'll wait. I don't care. I'll wait. This is going to happen whether I like it or anyone else likes it or not. Just do it. Take your time. Get it right.
Take your
fucking
time.
do it.
Let me ask you guys this.
Yes, Gordy.
Because I like to think about the weird things.
Weird things are good. Think about these nipples while you're talking about it.
yeah.
Do it for Nameless. Do it for the Sama.
Sama? Is he into the nipple?
How could he not be?
Weird guy. Anyway, so what do you think? If you jump back before Netflix, did you watch more movies? Because you had to commit to buying the movie. You finished the movie. You watched it multiple times. But since Netflix has come out, are you consuming movies in the same way? I think I consume entertainment movies much more now. Yeah. Because there's at such random disposable. I can watch my movie collection fucking at home. I could watch it at a restaurant. I could watch it while we're working at work. I could pull up my entire library of my fucking movie collection right here. So I'm watching them more because they're more accessible to me, which I think will be the same for gaming because maybe I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077, right? I'm really deep into it. I'm at work and I'm like, take a fucking 30-minute lunch. I'm like, I'm going to fucking grind a little bit of some stuff out on Cyberpunk. Pull it out, pull out my Xbox controller, boom, start playing. And yeah, I absolutely think that
the amount of time people spend with their entertainment properties
Well-
because accessibility is at an all-time high now, or
Okay.
will be at
Is
least.
this are we then seeing the death of what we consider right now the mobile game? Because with Stadia and xCloud, I can put Cyberpunk 2077 on this bad boy right here. Why would I ever fucking play something from the App Store ever again?
I know you're not seeing the death of the mobile game because the mobile game will now be marketed to people that. I think that this
play video
xCloud Stadia, that's still going to be hardcore gamers. Those are going to be people like you, me, everyone in the chat who plays the games. That is all about their hardcore experiences. Mobile gaming will still be casual sorority girls that want to play Candy Crush while they're getting eaten out by the fucking the football team. All kinds of different shit.
Those are the only people that play.
Those are the
Crush?
only people that play Candy
wow.
Crush.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Do you disagree?
studies say otherwise.
But yeah, so no, I don't think it'll be a death of it. I think you'll see it tailored to a whole new crowd of people. Maybe not though, because maybe it's already tailored to those people. I think mobile gaming sucks because there's nothing that appeals to me. It's all.
I don't like the impact
Dumb
of
shit.
mobile gaming on the gaming industry as a whole. So I'm curious how streaming games will impact. It's just I don't know how they will, but there will be an impact.
Yeah, this is going to be
we'll see.
massive.
I'm super
It's going
excited.
to be
though.
huge. I know it's going to affect me because I'm already pre-Stadia announcement was going on my phone and looking for, quote unquote real video games to play. It's how I played the first 3 Dragon Warrior games because you can buy all of them on your
Same.
phone and they were like $1.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now consider this: that there will be your entire Xbox collection. Your whole Stadia collection will be now available at your fingertips. Very cool stuff. I'm very excited to see what we're doing. Now let's close out this conversation, though, with what sucked at E3.
Okay.
Now, the first thing, of course, was the conferences all around were just super bad.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this.
They're just not great. But the first thing that really bummed me out, and this predated E3 by a few days, was fucking Shenmue 3. Shenmue 3 was announced at E3 2016, I believe it was. And I backed it on Kickstarter because I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Shenmue. Sama knows what's up because he was big in Shenmue.
Oh yeah.
It's been 4 years now, just about. And this game looks like this.
Yeah, it looks like a pre-alpha build.
It doesn't look good. It looks incredibly cheesy. It looks, I don't know, just real weird. And then, I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Do you know what it looks like to me?
Shit is what it looks like.
It looks like the sequel, but made directly after the other 2 titles years and years ago.
Jesus.
It looks like Shenmue 2,
Yeah,
you know?
it's pretty bad.
Now, you've never played Shenmue 1 or 2, have you, Jake?
I have played a portion of the first one and went, man, this fucking sucks. And then I just stopped playing it.
Oh,
Oh,
see,
you weren't a fan.
we loved Shenmue 1. I don't think I ever played Shenmue 2. But we were all about Shenmue 1 because at the time there was nothing like it. The combat was cool. We were fucking in
Literally nothing
Eastern
like it at
Asia.
all.
It was like what we wanted.
Yep.
It was very cool. The fucking little mini games, it was unheard of. The Dreamcast was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Now though,
So what?
I don't feel like it holds up very well.
Not
That's
so
just
much.
me. That's just me.
Yeah.
So that sucked. Next thing that sucked was, I'm not even going to dignify it with footage.
Okay.
Was the Outer Worlds. Xbox started their conference with the Outer Worlds, and I could not have thought this game looked just more fucking terrible. In fact, if you need a refresher, I will dignify it with footage.
Okay.
So I agree with you that it was very uninteresting, but the fucking response from people playing it on the floor said it was just the fucking shit. Like what one person referred to it as what's that fucking space game that everybody was disappointed with? It's just bad.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, No Man's
No
Sky.
Man's Sky.
Mhm.
This is what people were saying. Like, if No Man's Sky were, locked in a box and actually a good game, this is what it would be. This is what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, it doesn't, like, I've played enough space traversal games that, like, I don't really care. But from people's reactions, I'm tentatively excited about it. I want to see it. I want to know what it's about. I want more information. But currently, as it stands, looks pretty fucking rough. Just nah.
How do you feel about the aesthetic? Does it do it for you?
No, it looks like they're trying to go for like that edgy fucking like hey, we're Borderlands. Look at us. We're in space. But they just don't, like, there's a hump. Like, if the hump's here, they're stopping like a quarter mile short.
Yeah.
And I just don't.
I don't care for it myself.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it's just.
And to be fair, No Man's Sky apparently, people say it gets better or it got better, but
it gets better. Yeah, well, after a couple of years of updates, like Sama says there in the chat, absolutely. But what can you do? And now we're going to wrap up this segment by talking about the last thing that was just mind-numbingly upsetting for me was the fucking reveal of the Avengers game. What bothered me most is I'm not super put off with the terrible character models, the faces, because I understand that these are not the MCU Avengers. A lot of people are just very upset with what they're seeing here. What upset me was I was just like, I need gameplay. I need the gameplay, and they gave me nothing. And I think, but however, it did turn out though, from what because everyone was so upset that there was no gameplay, but it turns out that there is gameplay snippets in this trailer, like when they're fighting and shit. That's actual gameplay, so it looks impressive. But I'm not hearing great things. The character models could use a little bit of polish there, and just not sure.
I think the only character model that looks good
this is gameplay.
Hulk.
Yeah,
but you would.
That's gameplay.
Yeah, I'm biased. Don't get me wrong. But like, he's the only one that looks good, and it's not like I'm doing my best to disassociate this game from the MCU because you have to. But man, it is just not. And then there was behind closed doors trailer or gameplay at E3. From what I've heard, it was like a gameplay demo. No one actually played it. They sat in a room and watched somebody else play it, and they were basically told like, "We're gonna show you the demo. You pull out your phone and we'll fucking cut your head off. Do not record anything." Like they were like, close this door, lock the 7 bolts, put the chain up. Don't fucking record this shit. So it's definitely super, super early, and I want to see more. But right now, that's a no from me, dog. I'm gonna hard pass.
That's a no from me, dog. Yeah, this ain't it, Chief, as the kids are saying.
This ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it, Cap. That wraps up the Week in Geek. So we kind of just wanted to go over a lot of that stuff there from E3. One thing I want to get into is we're doing something special with the show. So we've got a couple more really fun segments we're about to get into. So the first part of the show is always going to be just going over news and gaming and stuff like that. Then we have a couple more pretty polished segments. So the next segment is going to be, and this will change every show. Every time we do the show, we will have a high polished piece of like a retrospective, something that we've put together priorly that will air on the show. So we're going to get into that now. If you guys are interested, sit back and please enjoy, because we're talking about gaming right now. Yeah. We're talking about the future of gaming. We're talking about Google Stadia. We're talking about xCloud, E3, all these trailers. But I think it's incredibly important to always sit back and think about things that aren't where things came from.
Yeah.
For us, and I think a lot of the people in the chat will enjoy to take just a look back on arcades, because, ladies and gentlemen, arcades were really where, for a lot of us, gaming started. So please, we're going to show you this segment that we've put together for you. Please enjoy. There was a particular smell back in the 80s and the 90s that existed in arcades. It had a bouquet of stale snacks, body odor, and plastic that really just permeated the air right as you walked through its doors. It may sound like an odd mixture of aromas, but it was just the start of what would make our young hearts beat faster and faster with every dollar spent. The sounds were, of course, next. A cascade of quarters jingled into the hands of sweaty teenagers. The bells and alarming tones of the machines echoed throughout the whole entire room. It was truly a magical place to be, no matter at all what your age was. It was around 1978 when things really kicked off for arcades. Taito's Space Invaders proved to be what many consider to be the breaking point into the golden age of the coin-operated arcade market. It wouldn't be long after that you couldn't walk into a mall, movie theaters, pizza parlors, or even gas stations, all around the United States and Japan and find machines awaiting your coins. From then, though, going on throughout into the 80s, it would be a huge boom of this golden age of gaming. Games like Space Invaders, Galaxian, Pac-Man, Battlezone, Defender, and other games like Buscanian and more were among just some of the forefathers of these early days. However, by 1981, the arcade video game industry was worth $8 billion. Now, that's $8 billion in 80s money. That's some serious Scrooge McDuck style coinage. For us, though, here at R24, it was the 90s when the arcade renaissance really took off. Arcades simply exploded to new heights in 1991 with the release of Street Fighter II. This gave birth to a whole new genre of gaming that defined millions across the world, all the way into the current age of gaming. You know this as the fighting game genre. Now, of course, for me personally, Adam Ronan, it wasn't until 1992 when Midway released Mortal Kombat onto the world that my life changed completely. Then again, in 1993, when Mortal Kombat 2 released, not only was my world changed again, but so was the entire industry, it seemed. My favorite memory of the arcades, there was a place in town where we grew up called Fun Unlimited, and this was an arcade that existed from 1993 to I think probably 1994. It was like just a short-lived. I was in 7th grade. But the thing about it was it wasn't run on quarters. You would pay $4 at the door, and then to get in, it was an entry fee, and all the arcades were on free play. Much like what exists now in Chicago with Galloping Ghost, where you pay $20 to get in, and you can just play to your heart's content. This was like the grandfather of that. And they had a Mortal Kombat 2 machine, which is where I spent, I would say 90% of my time grinding the game, and how I got so incredibly, monumentally good at the game was because I was able to spend hours and hours after school every day without dumping in quarters, and I just got super good. Anyway, they held a statewide tournament for Mortal Kombat 2 at this arcade, and there was the myth of this man named Wade, and I've told this story before. A lot of you probably heard it before. Wade was an unforgiving player of a man. He was probably, at this time, he was probably like 22, 23, long black hair, real scruffy, wore a black trench coat before kids started murdering each other, and it was like a weird thing to wear. And he was unstoppable at Mortal Kombat 2. People would they'd be like playing at the thing, and then you would just hear, oh, Wade's here, and like the fucking crowds would part like Moses and shit, and he would walk up to the machine and just get there and be there for hours at a time. Anyway, they had this tournament, and the day would go, brackets and stuff, and it came down to Wade had beaten everybody, and I whittled my way down to head-to-head for the grand prize to fight Wade. I knew I would lose, of course, because Wade was unstoppable. He was an older kid. I was in middle school. I was already intimidated by him and his greasy musk. But I gave it a good college try as Liu Kang. I remember it very well. And I fucking dominated Wade. Killed him completely. I just murdered him. It was the most amazing moment of my life.
My favorite arcade, I think, was next to a Montgomery Ward's. It was an old electronics store where you'd go get like sound cards in a crappy broken down strip mall. You would hitch a ride with like one of your older brother's friends, right? Food that comes to mind, you'd have it tucked away in your back pocket before you got to the arcade was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies. And it was so tiny and so loud. All the noise bounced off the walls. So as soon as you entered the strip mall, you could hear the sound pouring down from the arcade. And you'd roll in, there'd be lines in front of the MK machines and, Street Fighter and some of the other machines, with your turtle pie in your back pocket, your skateboard in your hand, and a crystal clear Pepsi in your hand. You'd walk up and you'd queue in line. You'd, put your quarter down on the arcade machine, wait your turn, get your butt kicked, and then get right back in line. And the noise was one of my favorite parts. I love that. Just how many people are there. You look around, a bunch of teenagers screwing off in the mall on their Saturday. The sound of the arcade machines. It was just an amazing time.
I spent a lot of time
in arcades when we would go on vacation. My parents would go gamble, and I would go sit in the arcade. And I remember thinking, like, wouldn't it be great to have one of these at home? It would be just amazing. And then, I played a bunch of games, a whole bunch of Soul Calibur. And then we left because, vacations don't last forever. And I remember going to my uncle's house, and my dad said, you should really go check out his basement. He's got something down there that I think you'll enjoy. And I remember walking down and hearing that, like, arcade sound, the bells and whistles and the noises. And I walked down, and there was a Frogger cabinet. And that's all I did the whole time we were there. We were there for like 4 hours. I didn't get up from that cabinet. I stood there. I just sat and played Frogger until my eyes bled. And when I finished, I got to put my name on that high score sheet. And yeah, there's just something about it. I can't explain how happy arcades made me when I was a kid and how immensely sad I was when they started disappearing. It was just an amazing time, and I will miss it dearly forever.
And just like that, throughout the 90s, it was kind of over in a flash. Once you kind of hit the big 2000s boom, arcades started to die off very, very quickly. I think it's a really important thing if you're a young gamer to experience where games came from, and that includes classic gaming like Nintendos and things. And I really think it's important to showcase to kids. If you can, take them to an arcade, let them experience the sounds, the wonder, the smells, the taste of the stale candy behind the counter. You can find these things, though it's not in the shopping malls around the world like it once was. You can find them, and they are absolutely worth the visit, because no matter how old you get, you can still capture that feeling of being a child back in the 90s. Hey!
Yo!
Yeah.
Well, so that was a segment. That's like a little pre-film segment. Then we're going to have one of those every episode of the Boss Battle Show that we do. Won't always be about video games. Sometimes there'll be different stuff, but there'll a lot of the times be a little fancy retrospectives or something a little bit more fancy. And that's kind of like where we're going to be putting our meat and potatoes of our editing stuff. Thank you so much for watching that. Now we are going to get into a new segment. So if you guys are ready, we're going to jump right into some shit here. Prepare your fucking selves. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So what this is we have decided to. We were talking one day about fun segments that we could do for Boss Battle Show. And Gordy said, what if we do a fun take on top lists? Everyone's got like top 10 lists, top 5 lists, all these different top lists. Well, what if we do something different? And then Gordy was like, what if we did tier lists on just fucking all kinds of stuff? We'll be doing tier lists on like the fucking best color of pubes you could have. We could, any kind of tiers that you could think of. But of course, we are sticking with some of our roots for this tier list. And today's debut tier list is going to be the ranking of all the Mortal Kombat games based on Adam Veronen's opinion, because I didn't consult anybody.
Nope. He just built this list.
So we're going to reveal it starting from D tier all the way up to S tier, and we're just kind of going to discuss why they're there and what we think. Gordy, are you ready?
I'm definitely going to be checking the chat to see.
We'll see how many people agrees. Go ahead and give me a drum roll on your mic there. Yep. The D tier is. Ooh. Okay, so for D tier, these are the worst games of Mortal Kombat. I think it's pretty unanimous for everybody. Everybody probably agrees with this. Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, while an excellent effort, poorly made.
Yeah.
Then we've got Special Forces, one of literally the worst games ever made
of all time.
Yeah. And then of course Mortal Kombat versus DC, while does have a special place in our hearts because at the time that was the new Mortal Kombat. It was the newest Mortal Kombat on fucking the next gen, which was Xbox 360 and PS3. So it's all we had. So we fucking played the shit out of it, but it sucked.
Yeah.
But we played it.
Yeah.
Jake, do you agree with this list?
I could not agree with this D tier more than I already do. These are the 3 worst Mortal Kombat games to have ever graced a home console or personal computer. They're not good.
So, I think it will be interesting if we just give it a second for those that are live watching and are in the chat. What do you think we have for the C tier? I will give you, and in fact, if anyone can guess tiers correctly, perhaps we'll do some interesting giveaways. We'll come up with the prizes and give them away next time because I'm thinking it's live on the spot.
You are. That's
a good idea.
Prepared for this.
So
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Nameless says Shallow Monks tier C. You could fuck off with that nonsense. That's unfortunate. So, okay.
Nah.
All right. Well,
MK versus DC higher and Armageddon in its place. MK versus DC is C tier with Deadly Alliance and Deception.
Well, here's what we think for our C tier. Oh, that's going to upset a lot of you. So
yeah,
Adam Ronan tier list after
this is absolutely. So my C list here is Mortal Kombat 3 because I fucking hate Mortal Kombat 3.
You do play it.
I play it. I hate it. MK Deadly Alliance and Armageddon. Now, I'd like to say, going from C all the way up, I don't dislike these games, and I will play them and enjoy them. But when Mortal Kombat 3 came on the scene in 1995, I was utterly disappointed with no Raiden, no Scorpion, and in their places were 2 fucking robots that were infiltrating my Asian mythology. Get out of here! That's nonsense. So that's why that's the
run button.
In Run, I was just like, this is fast. It's
not good.
I don't like change. 7th grade me said. MK Deadly Alliance is in here because. While I did enjoy the new efforts that they were putting into reinventing the genre, they obviously had very limited development schedules, so they couldn't make it what it was. It was cut down to 1 fatality per character. It had some of the worst characters, new characters. Su Hao, fucking Natara, Reptile had never looked more idiotic in his stupid life. So yeah,
his stupid life.
Fucking Armageddon. Armageddon is C tier because it was too much. It was too much. Too much. It's like
60 characters or some shit
60 plus characters if you count creative character. Creative character was cool, but couldn't have been. It was the creative fatalities were such a fucking slog fest of just bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the Mortal Kombat C tier. Now, we're clacking into where games start. Oh, yeah, he got close, didn't he? Yeah, he did get real close. B tier, everyone. Bam! Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 4. Now, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 rectified a lot of its wrongs.
Yes.
By adding in Scorpion and classic Sub-Zero with his censored fatality, Ermac, and it was cooler. However, what still remained was its half-assed, low-effort fatalities.
You mean like uppercutting and like 50 femurs flying out?
Yeah, 50 femurs, all the fucking...
just like miscolored legs.
Guys, how many rib cages can we fit on the screen at one time? 4,000? Do it. Just do it.
Mr. Sujano, these are things you need to wait and see, my friend. Wait and see. Okay, well, since everyone's wondering, let's go to the A tier right here. Oh, by the way, I love Mortal Kombat 4, by the way. I think Mortal Kombat 4 is fucking great. I loved it a lot. In fact, when I was losing my virginity, fun fact, while trying not to climax too quickly, I just kept reciting Mortal Kombat 4 fatalities in my head. And also because
no, you did not.
No, I did.
That's not a story I could have just heard. Oh,
It's true.
I wish I could say I was surprised.
And it's also, we'll get into it another time, but it's also it's Gordy's fault that all of this happened. And she was less to be.
Wait a minute.
She was less than desirable. But the fatalities in Mortal Kombat 4 were so fucking complicated. I thought I could distract myself from these horrors beneath me by thinking of these fucking incredible fatalities that you had to try to do. Anyway, our A tier, I'm giving to the original Mortal Kombat, the game that started it all. While clunky to this day and doesn't quite hold up in gameplay, it is a classic, and it did spark the M rating that games have.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, Nameless. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a good video game.
Yeah, it's great. And then Mortal Kombat X, while it for me was full of flaws and holes, it was still very fun.
Yes.
Now, the fucking S tier. Oops, I didn't do it. There it is. Boom.
Kapow.
Blam.
These are what I think are the 4 greatest Mortal Kombat games in history. Mortal Kombat 2, to me, is the absolute greatest game of all time. Mortal Kombat 11, I think, is the best right below it. It is so good. Nameless, I'm not sure why you're hating on it. That's okay, though. You can have opinions. They're wrong, but you can have them.
MK11 over MK9, for shame.
No, MK11, yes, MK11 over MK9. However, they're both, something's happening. That says something. I can't read it. Too small. I made that notification.
Oh,
way too
Colby
small.
with the 5 viewers host. Thanks, Colby.
Oh, thanks, Colbs.
Much love.
Thanks, homie.
Yes, this is our tier list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And then Mortal Kombat Deception, and that is, while maybe not the greatest game you've ever played,
yeah.
we hold it in such high esteem because of the memories we have attached to it. The time we spent in the fucking conquest mode, the fucking party we had when on launch night with your mom's fucking enchiladas. Everything was crazy. It was a fucking excellent moment.
And if you just bring it down to just the 3D games, that's the best of the 3D games. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
no one, you're of course not entitled by any means to have to agree with this list. This is I didn't even consult anybody on this. This is my list and my list alone. If it was you, what would you put, Jake?
I would leave it exactly how it is, but I would swap Deception for Shaolin Monks.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Shaolin Monks so much more than I enjoyed Deception, but I do agree that Deception is the best of the 3D MKs. But I also kind of hope that we never see a 3D Mortal Kombat ever again.
yeah.
That's fair. Good.
my
Gordy, do you have any changes you would make?
No, I think it's pretty good. I mean, the bottom row. Yeah, I could. Holy crap!
Oh, that
Be
was
careful. That was my headphones. Holy shit, my ears. Maybe MK3 a little lower. Ultimate's in the right spot. Yeah, I'm on the level with
It's
it.
a good list. It's a good list.
Oh, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our tier list. Now we're going to get into the final segment of the night, and this is just where if you have any questions that you want to put in that we'll showcase on the stream, this is fan questions. So think about that for a second while you watch this fucking cool bumper. It's time for fan questions. Ask us your bullshit. Okay. So I'm putting this here. Boom. Ooh, Gordy, did we change it? Is it going to be all dumb again?
I don't know.
No, it looks good.
If they disappear,
No,
we can just.
The chat box does weird things.
Yeah.
And it
sure
keeps
does.
resetting itself.
Oh, no.
It's good.
Perfect.
Just
Okay. Excellent. So here we go. So questions. You can ask us anything. This is like an AMA of your favorite show hosts.
Colby coming in hot with the fucking questions.
Which
Oh
MK
my
character
God.
would make a better father than my own? I love this question.
That's such a good question.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Fun.
It says we lost Squatch.
Yeah, I'm not on the screen, but that's okay. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
It'll
Sorry,
be fine.
buddy. I didn't.
It'll be
think-
fine.
Yeah. We'll
I'm
fix that
chat
next one.
moderating.
Okay. Which MK character would make a better father than my own? Well, I hold my dad in pretty high esteem. But
Same.
no, Raiden. Raiden makes the worst fucking choices and puts his fucking literal children in
danger.
And he kills them in every timeline almost.
Yeah.
But I would say probably Kano. A nice
Kano?
Taka.
Yeah, he would probably just eat his kids though because he thinks they're taco.
Because my dad raised me to he would like make good decisions, do good things. Here's how to manage money. Kano would be like, "Are you 7? Let's fuck some hoes." And it would have been a much more interesting childhood, probably.
Nameless has a really good answer here. The answer is Kintaro because petting my dad is just awkward. Fuck.
That's true. What about you, Gordy?
You're right about Raiden. He's pretty nasty. I don't know. Maybe Nightwolf. He could teach me. Some,
Oh yeah,
Yep,
cool
that was
stuff.
actually my answer as
and
well.
he
as
could
Nightwolf.
he could cut scalps off.
He can cut scalps
Am I
off.
being racist by saying that?
No, they did that.
I know,
That's the
but
thing.
like people get so up in arms about
Native Americans definitely did that.
Diabetes.
Nightwolf.
Sorry, buddy.
Nightwolf. Very good. Wolf.
Is that your answer too?
That was my answer. Yeah, like hands down, I think he would be the best father. I think close second is Jax, because he's just trying to do right by his family, dog. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But he also picked.
He's an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, he stoops. Diabeto, where is your tier list of MK females across all platforms? We will. That's an interesting tier list. We could do that. Definitely. I'll give you my S tiers right now for MK females. Kitana.
Okay.
And this is purely just based on enjoyment, not in like how good do they play in games. Though I can fucking fuck shit up with Kitana and MK2.
Yeah.
I can fuck shit up with anybody in MK2 because I'm God. Let's see. I would put Melina as also S tier. I'd put Sonya as like an A tier. Kira, we're talking like straight F tier. You probably don't even know who Kira is, do you, Jakey?
What are you talking about? Of course I do.
Yeah.
No, you made me educate
Are you
myself
sure
on Mortal
Nitara
Kombat lore. You were
is
like,
your
if you
favorite?
become part of R24, you must know Mortal Kombat.
And he did. He studied. He read all of the ancient texts.
Studied the ways.
The ancient text. It was not by chance that this came to be.
I consulted the elder gods, and here I am today. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a question earlier that isn't here that I just wrote down,
Oh, good.
but I thought it was fun. Mr. Sujano earlier said, "Who wins, Doom Guy or Master Chief?" And I just wanted
Doom Guy.
to see Jake's face.
Doom
and see
guy,
how
Doom guy,
fast
fucking
he said
Doom guy. Doom guy wins that fight all goddamn day. Who the fuck thinks that Chief can beat the Doom guy?
Well,
Nah.
let's discuss this because Master Chief is genetically enhanced. What does Doom
So is
Guy
the Doom
have?
Guy.
He's got a chainsaw.
He's a genetically enhanced super soldier. They're the same character.
They are
Is
the
that
same
true?
character,
I didn't know that.
basically.
Chief fights like aliens and shit, and Doom Guy literally wages war on hell. There is no question. Doom Guy wins. Fight me IRL if you think otherwise. Let's go.
I mean, okay.
Okay.
If you want.
Here is my impression. I think Jake's right. Doom Guy's ridiculous. He's fighting the devil.
He's
I
Satan.
mean,
Yeah. He literally fights Satan. A spawn of evil.
But fucking Master Chief is
Doom. Yeah. Continue.
Nameless. There it is. Nameless has answered your question. Doom Guy
Yep.
is
He
a
wins.
normal
Like,
Marine
Nameless just proved my point.
with the superpower of fuck you.
Boom.
okay.
But the superpower of fuck you does not overcome the wholesomeness of Master Chief with his undying love for an AI blue chick.
It's true.
Yeah. And love
Doom Guy
trumps
doesn't
all
have that
hate.
problem.
Love trumps hate, as people say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doom Guy's got 99 problems, and all of them are demons. He ain't got no time for no blue lady.
Yeah. So, a couple things.
There was some
Was there more questions? There was no more.
some pretty good questions. There's some questions up here.
We will
Are we
maybe.
gonna do a nipple tier list, Adam?
Yeah, mine are fucking. I can't.
Dinner plates.
Yours are
They're
S tier.
so huge. though.
SSS
It's either
tier.
S tier or fucking F tier, or N
is
tier.
triple-
N
triple
for
S.
N for nip.
Which Mortal Kombat character has the biggest wiener? Asks Mr. Sujano.
Thanks, Mr. Sujano.
Oh, Goro for sure. He's got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Wait, Mataro,
He's got- what about
or
Kintaro?
Goro?
Kentaro, he's a cat. He actually is a female.
Is there spiked?
Yeah. I actually just found that out last night. I had no
Really?
idea that cat dicks were hooky.
Nameless has a serious question for us. What is your favorite fatality ever?
Oh, that was a good question.
Oh, that's easy. Mortal Kombat 2, Kung Lao's vertical slice.
Jake?
Yeah, that's a good one. Mine is probably that new Shang Tsung one because boy did I just stiffy right up when I saw it.
Which one? He has
The
2 of them.
fucking the Kintaro one where he
Yeah.
shoots Kintaro's soul into your chest and he breaks his way out.
Yeah. So, fun fact, Jake, since you're uninformed,
He
that-
turns into Kintaro in the older games and like punches you in half.
in MK2, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's an updated version. I also there was just fucking Gordy had to carry buckets of fucking semen and just dump them into the street because I was so stoked when I saw that. So that's the end of the show mostly, but Gordy got something really cool today. for his birthday, which was
A while back.
a ways back, but it just came today. And we kind of thought it'd be fun just to lean the camera over, and Gordy just he wanted to just unbox this and just kind of geek out for a minute. It's very cool. I'm gonna
bring it up.
I'm gonna be camera.
We'll talk toys.
Yeah, we'll talk toys for a minute.
Childhood.
And then we're calling in the night. We love toys. Hold on, I'll be back. You have to entertain
I
them.
will tell you about this.
All right, guys.
So,
Is there a dinner plate nipple tier? That would probably be like C tier. That's what I'm going with on that one. I got more questions in the chat. I'll answer them while Adam grabs his camera.
okay.
Let's see here. Bare knuckle brawl. I got to give it to Master Chief though. I wholeheartedly disagree. Bad take. That's a bad take.
Want me to open
What do we got here? Ooh.
Jake. So this is something I wanted back when I lived with my parents, and
Really?
yeah, like a very long time ago. It's a Japanese deity. There's a whole series of them by Revoltech.
Oh my god.
It's
That's the
they're cool
coolest.
as
What'd you
shit.
say? Revoltech? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Excuse me
And,
while I
and-
Google.
Yeah. So check this out. It's pretty cool. I've always loved Japanese stuff since my dad went to Japan when I was a kid. Always wanted to go with him. He served
so
at
fucking sick.
Sugi
What the fuck?
base near Kamakura. And holy shit, that's really cool. Look at this thing.
Dude, he is sick.
Oh.
Wait,
Look
Adam.
at the wheel back
make
there.
Gordy
He's one
smell
of the
it.
Tenbu.
Smell that fucking toy.
Smells like toy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really cool. If you guys are interested, maybe I can throw something up on Twitter.
What's the
but
toy line
don't buy
for
the
us?
ones
For
I
us
want.
in the chat here?
Find you on Twitter.
Where the Boss Battle Gordy. Just at me and I'll hook you up. But this guy, it's really cool. This is the stone. They actually have these in color as well. And they're just, famous Japanese deity.
That stone is
Very
so
cool, huh?
fucking cool. What the hell?
Oh, yeah. And this was made by our very own Sea Witch. It's a pop
Yeah?
of Adam Ronan. She made that. I was blown away. Adam Ronan was blown away. We had to put it on
We
the
were all
desk
blown
because we
away.
were so impressed. But
Damn,
anyway.
these toys are
Here,
legit.
why don't you come back here and take over, and I'll get that camera set up.
They still make those. Apparently, dude. Apparently. Now I need all of them.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's got
MC is
this
7
wheel.
feet tall, rocking 1,000 pounds of armor, my dude. Doom guy literally fights all of hell and wins.
There's so many fucking cables, Gordon.
Yeah,
Fuck the Covenant.
yeah, we got.
I will never give up. There's nothing you can say that could change my mind. Doom guy wins.
Okay.
Me and you are. I'm gonna text you later, Colby. We're gonna have this conversation.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that concludes the first episode of the Boss Battle Show.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it. We are putting together more things. We'll have more segments. We'll do some different things. Primarily, this was E3 talk, but a lot of the times we're going to get into toys. We'll get into new movies. We'll get into comics. And Gordy's nipples.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Holy shit.
Whoa.
You're not even
And
drinking.
it's not a boss battle show without a burp, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that's true.
Well, yeah, Muffled, we've been going for an hour and a half. The show is over.
Yeah.
We've covered all our stuff.
We're wrapping it up.
But where can you watch?
Now, here's the thing.
segments if you missed it?
This, if you didn't catch this live, or you can catch this on YouTube, you can catch this broken up into segments on our YouTube, R24, or you can listen to the audio version, which will be, because this is essentially a live show / podcast. You can listen to the audio version, which will be that'll probably be hitting on Monday on all
Platforms.
Yeah, Spotify, shit like that.
Everywhere podcasts are available, motherfucker.
Yeah. Replay, or you can watch the fucking VOD right here, the VOD.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a quick shout out to Jake for
Hey.
everything he does. He's a great fucking people.
I love
And
you.
a special shout out to Boss Battle Gordy, because none of this channel would be possible without him and the things that he does. So everyone give Gordy like a little fucking...
Smooches. Thank you.
The golf clap.
If
both my
if
heroes.
enough people are clapping at once, it sounds like you're stirring macaroni.
This is a fun
Try it.
fact.
Let's clap.
Wow.
Clap. Do it.
Oh yeah, I hear it.
Stirring macaroni.
Yeah. You're not
There
wrong.
you go.
Anyway, I love you guys. We are out. This has been The Boss Battle Show, episode 1.